Hello children, how are you all? I hope you are happy and healthy. Children, as we have started yesterday, chapter number 9, A Pact with the Sun, chapter number What Happened to the Reptiles. As we have discussed yesterday, that this story reminds us our harmony and love in our society. So children, we have completed 2 paragraphs yesterday. So today we are going to start from the second paragraph because this story will remind us who is the narrator of this story. Now my name is Prem and I live many hundred miles away from Pambupatti. I heard about the village but I'd never been there. So the narrator name is Prem and he heard about this Pambupatti village because it is famous for its harmony and love between the people, those who are living over there. So I live many hundred miles away from Pambupatti. I had heard about the village, but I'd never been there. Then last year, something terrible happened. That the last year, he heard very much about that village, but last year something happened with him which is very unfortunate, which is unpleasant. So the people of my village went mad. Now here, Prem, the narrator, is describing in this story that his village people were mad that day, became mad. Why? That we are going to study. Far, far away in a place they have never even been to, a temple or mosque has been burned down. Many times ago they were not like that, but a temple and the mosque both were burnt out. Now, burned down, and they went mad. They became mad, full of hatred with these 2 particular religions people. Now, they started fighting with one another because hatred was spread over there. That is why they started fighting with each other. That is really, really unfortunate. And now some had to run away in the middle of the night and at 3 in the morning. Some people were running away from that place in the night and some were in the morning. As I lay in my house, I was very comfortable in my house, half awake to the sound of hate and violence. And that time I awoke from my sleep and I heard these type of the sound which were full of hatred and violence. There was a fire. So because they were burning all the things, that is why there was a fire. Many houses were burnt down in the fire. Many houses of particular religious people, they were burnt, their houses. So that was the scene in that village. Many houses were burned down in the fire. One of them was mine. And many houses, there was one which is mine. So that is you can say the tragedy happened with the narrator. I managed to grab a few clothes, some coins, my little Ganesh statue, and I ran. Now here, Very unfortunate day for the narrator. And he was so sad, so worried, so frightened that day. And he just got collected with this very small Ganesh statue. And he wanted to run away from that place. I ran and I ran for a day and night. He was continuously running day and night, resting whenever my legs would not carry me any further. And he was resting because sometime when when he was just too tired, then he just took rest for a few minutes. And any further, I jumped onto a train, then on a bus, no tickets. No, without tickets, he was traveling. Now here, never mind, everyone seemed to be running. So it was not a matter of mine, but everybody, those who were living in that village, were also running and running. Finally, I found myself in Pambupatti. So, after so many miles I covered, but I reached in the village Pambupatti. And I saw some villagers gathered near a well. I saw that few village people were gathered over near the well. I ran to them, and before I could say a thing, I fainted because I was too tired. I was too exhausted of this type of running with fear. So that time he was fainted near the well where the people were gathered. When I opened my eyes, I saw an old man with white hair. When I was in the conscious, I came back in the conscious, then I found one white-bearded man was there. White beard and shining black eyes bending over me, because when I came in the conscious and he wanted to see me or look after me, I thought like that. For the next few days, he looked after me, putting food in my mouth and bringing me sweet, cool water from the stream. He rubbed my feet gently and made the pain go away. Neighbors, strangers, everyone came to visit me. So that day I realized the person so kind. And he looked after me with a very, you can say, very gentle way. He just rubbed my leg all the time and he just fed me with a good meal and a very sweet and very cool water. So he looked after me very well. And I was just so pleased to see. Now, tell me, everyone came to visit me, and not even that person, but also so many people, those who are living nearby, they were also coming to visit me. Tell me, grandfather, I said to him one day, I have never seen people like the villagers here. In my village, people fight with those who pray to another god, but here this seems a very strange place. Now here, the person who migrated from that village, he just explained and asked that person, that kind person, that why, grandfather, in my village there is so many hatred, you can't imagine. So that type of the hatred and violence were there. Why people here in the Pambupatti, they are so kind. People fight with those who pray to another god. So why these people were fighting over there because they were worshipping another god. But here, this seems a very strange place. So this is quite strange for me that here the people, those who are living over here, they are so kind and helpful. They are not having any type of the grudges in their hearts. Prem, replied the old man, I will tell you the story of Pambupatti. You can take this story back to your village. Maybe it will heal some of the wounds and dry some of its sores. Now, that old man started telling Prem that I will tell you the story of Pambupatti. You can take this story back to your village and tell everybody about that, because it will fill or it will recover the wounds which were they are having. Oh grandfather, I said anxiously, don't say that. What I have seen in my village makes me burn with shame. I never want to go back there. Oh grandfather, I don't want to go there back, because that place is full of fire of violence, hatred, disappointment, and fear also. That village frightened me a lot. I am never and never going back to that village. But that's exactly why you must go back, he said in a soft voice. I kept quiet. I didn't want to argue with him, and I wanted to hear his story. But now this old man said that what I'm going to tell you, that you just believe in it and you just remember this. And after this, my story, you will go to your village. Now again, Prem said, no, I don't want to go again that place that was full of hatred and you can say full of hatred. That is why I don't want to go there. I never go back. But that's exactly why you must go back, he said in a soft voice. I kept quiet. I didn't want to argue with him, and I wanted to hear his story. So again he said, just you will go with this story, and again I would not like to argue with him because he's really a helpful person. That is why I was keep quiet over there, and I wanted to hear the story. Now, in the next part of the story, we will see very long ago, there were no animals in the Pambupatti, only reptiles. They had a meeting every month. Their leader, Makara, would chair the meeting. So, misusing his power, Makara ordered the tortoises and snakes to leave the forest. Now here children, we are moving to the second part of the story, and here you can see the story is about Makara. It happened a long time. Now here that old man started narrating his story. Now it happened a long time ago, he began. So long ago that there were no school and no teachers. Children lived in the caves with their parents and helped them to collect fruit and berries from the forest. At that time, there were no tigers or panthers or elephants in the Pambupatti forest. Now here children, you can see that so long ago, there were no school and no teachers. So he started his story and he explained with that there were no school and no any teachers that time. Children lived in the caves with their parents. Children used to live in the caves with their parents. and generally the parents were there to taught them. So children lived in the caves with their parents and helped them to collect fruits and berries from the forest. And because that time education was not there, that is why they taught them to collect berries and fruits from the forest. At that time, there were no tigers or panthers or elephants in the Pambupatti forest. There were only reptiles, many kinds of reptiles. So here children, in this story you can find that here the old man was telling that there were no any animals, no any tigers or panthers or animals, because they are all wild animals, as you all know. So there were no any wild animal there. So here you can see only reptiles were living over there, only reptiles. So now you know what reptiles are. Now you should know what reptiles are. What do you mean by reptiles? They can crawl and feel also, and they can swim in the water also. That they are called reptiles. So reptiles are snakes, crocodiles, turtles and lizard. So these are the reptiles. Now, and you know that a reptile has a scale on its body and it lays eggs. The outer layer of the skin of the reptiles also having scales on that. Reptiles, as you all know, the crocodile. Suppose, for example, if we will take the crocodile. So crocodile having a scale and it's having very rough and tough body, and they lays eggs also. And while you can see snakes also can lay eggs. Now, every month the reptiles of Pambupatti had a big meeting. Everyone came, the pretty excited snake, the slow thoughtful tortoise and the clever quick lizards. So here there are all reptiles, those who are gathered there. And the moody crocodile, grumpy because they were out of the water. The president of this meeting was Makara, the biggest crocodile of the forest. All the animals thought he was very important when someone is strong and powerful. You know it is difficult not to go along with what he says or does. Now, the reptiles, as you all know, that snakes, lizard, crocodiles, these are all kinds of reptiles. And they used to gathered over there in a meeting in the Pambupatti, had a big meeting. Everyone came, the pretty excited snake. The snake was very excited about that meeting. The slow thoughtful tortoise. Tortoise, as you all know, tortoise is the behavior or nature to go slow. So that is why the thoughtful tortoise. And clever quick lizard. So it's having its adjective along with the reptiles, you can see. And the moody crocodile. Crocodile was very moody. Grumpy because they were out of the water. That is why they were grumpy also. The president of these meetings were Makara, who was a very big, you can say, Makara, the biggest crocodile of the forest. So he was the biggest crocodile of the forest. All the animals thought he was very important because he was the biggest reptile of this forest. That is why all the animals thought that he was a very great and very thoughtful animal. So when someone is strong and powerful, you know it is difficult not to go along with what he says or does. Might is right. So as you all know this phrase, so if the person who is strong or full of strength, so all the majority will go under it. So that is why here, because the Makara is the very powerful, very biggest crocodile, that is why every animal, each and every animal used to listen his voice. Now one day a strange thing happened. It was a week before one of the monthly meeting. Makara sent a letter to the tortoises, asking them not to come to the meeting. As they, the big old star tortoise with black and yellow pictures on his shell, was very angry. Now here, one day very strange thing was happened. What happened? It was a week before one of the monthly meetings. Makara sent a letter to the tortoise. So, because it it's a routine that they were having a monthly meeting. So that time Makara sent a message to tortoise. Now asking them not to come to the meeting. Why you have not attended the meeting? That letter had reached to tortoise. Ahiste, the big old star tortoise. As you all know, they were very thoughtful. That is why the Ahiste, the big old star tortoise with black and yellow picture on his shell, was very angry. He became angry because the letter was posted by the big crocodile, and it was quite insult for that old tortoise. What does this mean? He shouted, "How dare they?" But not one of the tortoises had the courage to attend the meeting. They were so few, the others so many. Now, the old tortoise was very angry because it was really an insult for him that one person, those who are not from his category, he just asking why you have not attended the meeting. Now here he shouted, "How dare they?" But not one of the tortoises had the courage to attend the meeting. None other of the tortoise. So there were so few, there are so many. Before the meeting, the giant Makara polished his teeth with his red flowers of the tree by the river till they sparkled. Everyone was waiting for him at the meeting place. Now here, children, you can see that before the meeting, the giant Makara polished her teeth. Now, as he just boost up his, you can boost him up with courage or the power, and he just polished his teeth with the red flowers of the tree and by the river till they sparkled. So, because this is the technique to sparkle their teeth. Everyone was waiting for him at the meeting place because he was only you can say, a chief guest, or you can say chairperson of that meeting. That is why everyone was waiting him. Brothers and sisters, he began. He addressed all members, brothers and sisters. All the reptiles, even the beautiful king cobras, stopped talking. When he addressed the people, those who are gathered over here, the reptiles, those who are gathered over here, they just stopped talking. Even the cobra, who had a crown, also stopped talking. Makara continued his speech. "I have decided we don't need the tortoises. I have told them not to come today. Brothers and sisters, can you tell me why we don't like the tortoises?" So now he announced that I don't want any tortoise in this meeting. I just want to dismiss all the tortoise from our meeting. So brother and sister, can you tell me why we don't like the tortoise? So here again he wanted to answer by the public. So that is why very tactfully he talked that, would you like to give answer? So here, but one said, one little lizard. Now little lizard said, but. No buts, shouted Makara. There was silence. Now because he was using his might and power and his strength, and he just scolded that lizard and said, "What, not buts? No if and buts will be asked. I think," said a baby crocodile. Now again a baby crocodile replied, "I think." Now in between, "No, I thanks," screamed Makara. Makara was in anger, so he just screamed and scolded these lizards and the crocodile. Now here so loudly that the fruits in the tree above him rained down. After that, no one had the courage to speak. Now here you can see that after this conversation with that lizard and crocodile, so everybody was stopped talking and they were just scared of his anger. Now that Makara was started shouting so loudly, and he said that Makara cleared his throat and showed a few more teeth well. So he just showed his teeth to frighten the other reptiles. He said, "I will tell you why we don't like the tortoise. They are so slow. Because they are so slow, that is why I don't want these type of the tortoise, because they were always late in the meeting. So stupid, so foolish they are. They even carry their houses on their back. So their houses are not lying anywhere, they just carry their houses on their back. So whoever heard of such a stupid thing? Can you ever heard these type of the stupid things about these tortoise? Now you lizard, you live in trees. Would you ever carry a tree on your back? Would you? Because the lizard questioned that the topic which was raised by the tortoise, that Makara, then he just addressed that lizard that, would you carry a tree on your back? Your house is a tree, so would you carry your tree on your back? So it is quite stupid, quite foolishness that these tortoises are used to carry their houses. Now, a small frightened voice answered together, "No, we wouldn't." So now everybody, those who are present over there, they just shouted, "No, but." The but word was still there. "No buts." Now listen, again Makara shouted, "No buts. I don't want to listen this type of the word buts. No buts. Now listen carefully what I am going to tell you. I have told the tortoise that they will have to move out of the bamboo butti." Now here, he said that I wrote down a letter to move out from this bamboo butti place. When they go, we will have more of everything. When they will move from this place, then we will have more place to live. Now, when they go, we will have more of everything, more food, more water, more space. So, we just want more. So, that is why I ordered them to move out from this place, because we want more place, more water, more food, more everything. So now, but I want them out by tomorrow. This is the day, and after that, tomorrow, I will move them out. I am going to throw them out from this place by tomorrow. But because they are such a slow couches, I have given them 1 week. Because they are so slow, they cannot scroll properly on the land, on the ground. So I have given them 1 week to move or migrate from one place to another place. Now, so I have given, but because they are very slow couches, I have given them 1 week. But next Tuesday, we won't have a single tortoise left in the jungle. So it is the condition I have given to them to leave this place in a week. So after that you cannot find any tortoise in the jungle. Now, and by the following Tuesday, they were all gone. At first, the animals were sad, but then they realized that what Makara had said was true. There was more food, more water, and more space for them. But soon a strange smell began to fill the forest. It was the smell of rotting fruits on the ground, rotting animals in the river. This was what the tortoise used to eat, and even Makara had to go about holding his nose with his big claws. After this incident, what the consequences they suffer, that we will study in the next part of the story tomorrow. Children, as we have seen that when we rejected someone, so you just remember always, because their vacuum never filled. If they are not hurting ourselves or they are not hurting anybody, so leave them. Don't treat these people or these insects harshly. Because children, if the God made each and every insect or reptiles or animals, so there is a purpose for each and every one. You too, you are having a purpose. That is why the God has made you. So children, nobody is here on the earth worthless. Everybody is worthy for the nation, for our country, for the world, for our family. You are worthy, children. You are not useless. You are worthy. So children, be happy always, and always remember you are precious. So till then, beta, we will meet again, and we will continue this chapter in our next video also. Okay, bye-bye and take care.